Hello and welcome to the Authority of Love on another Family Foundation Friday with our co-host David Walls. I'm your host Greg Williams, and we're excited for you to join us and catch up with a lot of things. David, welcome to you, and thanks for joining me, man. Again.
It's good to be with you.
We got a lot going on, and as with last week when my father had passed away, I just want to update. Thank you, first of all, for all those who have reached out, and whether it's through Facebook or phone call or text or whatever, with your prayers and your well wishes and condolences. I really appreciate that. Thanks to you all at the Family Foundation as well. My prayer, David, for the service was that my dad would be honored, our family would be blessed, and above all else, that God would be glorified. And brother, that he showed up.
Yeah.
It happened there afterwards, and in our gathering time afterwards. And I'm still getting stories each day, either personally or through. I went and talked to my dad. I went and talked to our family, and so that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
Talking about not only here and now, but eternity. And so that was our prayer. And God, of course, is faithful.
Well,
So
I was thankful I was able to just briefly stop by during the visitation, Greg. But just in the time that I was even there and observing your family, getting to meet some of your family members that I hadn't met before, just the difference it is to know when you're celebrating. I mean, it's sad. It's the end of a life, but when you're a believer in Christ, there's a celebration that's there, and we're just thankful to the Lord that we can have that.
Yeah, and this is one of those. It was. I mean, even though he had Parkinson's, he got to live a good long life, and that's what people said. Wow, the best bus driver, the farmer, church worker, whatever it was. I said in one thing, the world would never consider my dad a great man, but our family and everyone who knew him does.
Yeah.
And you saw that and you hear that. Yeah. So we're blessed in that. We know he's in a much better place. Thank you again, listeners, and those who have reached out. We certainly appreciate that. And so, David, with that, last week we talked about what was being sent to the governor's desk. It's been there now throughout this week. Let's get an update on what's going on with all that, starting with one that didn't make it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and just to remind our listeners, and again, we're recording a little earlier in this week, but today on Friday will be literally the last day of the legislative session. Thursday and Friday, the legislature's reconvened, and they have the final opportunity to override vetoes. Yes. Lord willing, they will on some important bills that we'll talk about, and then they can pass additional legislation. The issue is any legislation that's passed now, if the governor was to veto it, it wouldn't get across the finish line. But speaking of that, one of the important issues that we and many others have advocated on for many sessions is the need to protect medical conscience rights. Was reminded, look, our Kentucky Constitution literally says that no human authority shall in any case whatsoever control or interfere with the rights of conscience. And so this is a foundational issue. It's an issue that's been worked on for many sessions. And so in spite of the fact that we were disappointed that Senate Bill 132, the medical conscience bill by Senator Douglas, was poised, all that had to happen was get a final vote on that Friday before.
In the House?
In the House. Right. The bill was not taken up for a vote. We have decided, a coalition of groups supporting this has decided we still want to push and encourage the House to vote on this bill. We'll see what the governor might or might not do. Right.
But that gets everybody on record, right? I mean, that's a big part of it, say where people truly stand on this foundational issue.
Absolutely. The bill has passed the Senate the last two sessions. We're right on the doorsteps. I know members will enthusiastically want to vote in support of this important bill. And so the news, though, this week, though, I'm just was really encouraged. We worked with some of our allies that have worked so hard on this issue, including Alliance Defending Freedom, ADF, Kentucky Right to Life, and others. A letter was put together just to show how much support there is for this issue. Some medical professionals in Kentucky, but 16 state and national groups signed on to a joint letter asking House leadership to support this bill. I mean, really running the gauntlet: the Christian Medical and Dental Association, the Catholic Medical Dental Associations, state groups, like I said, us, Kentucky Right to Life, CPC, Kentucky Doctors for Life, Family Research Council Action. Anyways, just a lot of organizations. Hopefully, it will be well received and show the members of the leadership that this is a important issue that impacts, has the ability to impact pretty much everyone in our Commonwealth. Because when you protect conscience rights for medical professionals to ensure that they're never put in a position to have to
Forced
to
right?
perform
Yeah.
or do something that violates what they think is best. They take an oath to do no harm, and so they should never be forced to do something that they think is a harmful action. When that happens, obviously it benefits the medical professionals, but it also benefits all of us, patients, because I don't know about you, Greg, but if I'm getting treatment, I want to know that the person that's treating me
Yes.
is doing so based on what they think is the right course of action or not the right course of action.
With a good conscience.
With a good
Literally.
conscience.
Yeah.
And so anyways, so encourage folks. We've got a updated alert on our website where you can send a message to the Kentucky House of Representatives encouraging them to vote to give final passage to
Give
Senate
them that
Bill
website
132.
again. We'll do
And
that a
that's,
couple
yeah,
times, right?
KentuckyFamily.org. Go to our Take Action page. It's linked right on the front of our website.
Yeah. Questions, send them to info@kentuckyfamily.org, or you can call the office, right, if they want to talk, 859-255-5400. We'll have that a couple more times before it's over because there's many issues here. And you're right, David, that is foundational. That's something. Let me ask this. I was going to say something else, but I got sidetracked. I want to do this. I think the only thing needed is it's already been done in the Senate, so it would just need to go back to the House again, right? Even in this yesterday or today.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay. And then move forward.
Yep.
Okay. Now let's get on to those that did get to the governor's desk, and let's remind people of what happened and what can happen.
Yeah. So a number of the bills that we have talked about, Greg, you and I, over the last several weeks and months,
surprisingly,
as we told folks, would probably get vetoed by the governor.
Yeah.
One of those, I know you talked with our friend Adia Wushner about this issue, but House Bill 90, the important bill that simply just clarifies Kentucky's existing pro-life laws to ensure that maternal health is clearly protected while continuing to uphold the same principles of our strong pro-life laws. Governor Beshear vetoed that bill, and as we said in a statement, because look, it was very clear. He is just doing what Planned Parenthood is telling him to do.
Exactly
it literally looked like his veto override statement was written by Planned Parenthood. And as we said, it just proves that he's a mouthpiece for the abortion industry. He had the opportunity to sign a bill that had broad support that simply would have just, like I said, added clarifications to protect moms in situations where there's emergencies.
Well, Planned Parenthood claims that there's uncertainty about that. There's no cases in Kentucky, but that they claim there's uncertainty. So codifying into the law gives us certainty. Why wouldn't you do that?
Right. Why wouldn't you? Because the abortion industry, all they want to do is to see their abortion clinics open back up in the Commonwealth. They are utterly committed to an ideology that says that women need to be able to abort their children, to kill their children through all 9 months of pregnancy for any reason whatsoever. That is what Planned Parenthood is committed to, and that is why ultimately they are not supportive of this bill, because what they want to see happen is abortion re-legalized. And it's another reminder to our listeners of how radical our governor is, would not even be willing to take a simple, straightforward action to clarify and provide protections for moms and
which
babies.
they've claimed are not there.
Right.
And now it's been put into law and go, oh, time out. We don't want that anymore because it takes, and I'll say it again, it takes away the teeth of our lies and our deceptions.
Yeah.
It's not been happening, but we're going to clarify it and codify it so that we make sure that it doesn't happen, what you've been saying, and then you don't support it.
Yeah.
That's literally, that's deception. So, again, reach out to your legislature, right?
Yep.
Your legislator.
Yeah, we've also got an update alert on our same action page where you can send an easy message to the General Assembly encouraging them to override the vetoes. So a couple others that we'll talk about. House Bill 495. That was the important bill by Representative David Hale to reverse the governor's unlawful executive order banning so-called conversion therapy, and then also provided taxpayer protections to ensure that we are not paying for gender transitions with our tax dollars via Medicaid. And in fact, Greg, I had the opportunity
Yes.
this week on Monday to join KET's Kentucky Tonight.
They did a great job,
And
by
I
the way.
appreciate
Yeah.
the invitation. I appreciate Renee Shaw. I think she does a fair job hosting that program.
Yes.
But myself and a great gentleman and pastor and director of the council, or excuse me, I believe it's the Council for Biblical Manhood and Womanhood. Colin Smothers was on there with us, kind of on our side, and then on the other side you had a transgender activist in the head of the state's LGBTQ organization, Chris Hartman, and we had a very lively discussion and debate about this issue. But look, as I made, the reason that the General Assembly had to take actions was because of the outrageous overreach of our governor.
Yes.
They are right to repeal this executive order, to ensure that the governor's one-sided counseling ban that seeks to silence anyone that would dare share a Christian perspective on sexuality issues, they are right to overturn that, and they are right to protect our tax dollars. And so I encourage folks that you can go watch that program.
Right.
Our friend Adia Wishner was on there as well earlier talking about House Bill 90,
right?
with
you guys both did a
Planned
great job.
Parenthood. So
Yes.
a very lively program. Encourage folks to go check that out if you did.
And then take action again.
Absolutely.
Take action. Let your legislators, again, get online, KentuckyFamily.org. They'll have some stuff there that you can take action on these specific bills so your legislator hopefully hears from many and we get these vetoes overridden.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. Update us on a couple more, David.
Yeah, one of the other ones that we know for sure that the governor vetoed was House Bill 4 by Representative Decker. This is the bill that would ban discriminatory DEI
along the same
for
lines
our
of
college, on our public college campuses, universities. And, the governor, when he signed his veto of this bill, had the audacity to claim that a bill that stops discrimination is hateful.
Right.
We've misquoted, some biblical passages or alluded to biblical passages taken out of context, which we have repeatedly seen this governor do. The reality is these discriminatory DEI policies have many times been used to do a variety of harmful things, but especially including promoting harmful LGBTQ ideologies and trying to silence Christians who share differing views.
Exactly.
And so, anyways, I am optimistic that the legislature will take action to override his veto on House Bill 4 as well. Again, we're pre-recording this before the General Assembly is reconvened. There could have been some action already taken on Thursday. But again, go to our website at KentuckyFamily.org. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on X. We do our best to try to keep folks up to date with what's going on.
You can get connected.
Yeah.
The Ten Commandments got passed without his signature, which says something, but it still went into law.
The Ten Commandments is going to be coming back, the monument to the Kentucky Capitol grounds, and we're thankful for Representative Shane Baker, his work on that issue, and the governor chose not to sign or veto that bill, so it just goes into effect after the 10th day.
Right, and then one other one, banning the cell phones in the classrooms, in public school classrooms, not signed yet. Think he might sign it, but there again, just letting people know.
And we'll be sure to recap again next week at the conclusion of the session.
Exactly. Reminder, you said last week, big effort right now, going on right now, these last 2 or 3 days, to defund Planned Parenthood, and it's working.
At the
so
federal
keep
level.
praying, and they're in D.C. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for your prayers. Thanks always to the Lord. Make it a great day, and God bless in Christ. I'm Greg Williams with co-host David.